with over the years. So, first and foremost, I want to talk about the fact that people do not start learning English and start looking into pronunciation right away. I think this comes from our school system, a traditional school system where we learn a lot, writing, full form. I read a lot. I will hear a teacher who don't get a lot of chance to speak. Typical in a large classroom, a teacher doesn't have a time or resources to try and check if every single student have good pronunciation, if understood how pronounce a word, or work through that. I have met a lot of people, have a lot of students who had really good English, but they're so insecure about their accent and they have pretty thick accent. They have been studying English for years and years, but reason why I'm saying so good to start with pronunciation right back day you start learning first word that day you have to make sure that saying that word correctly. The reason why I'm because it's very hard to unlearn something that you hammer in your brain for years, and then you meet someone, you go to a teacher and know, well, you're saying all this were wrong, and that could be pretty discouraging, pretty disheartening to know that, oh my god, I thought I had been saying all these words decently correctly, but now I had changed everything. And the thing is that the more advanced you are in English, you're not working your accent or pronunciation, the harder going to be caught what exactly is wrong. Another reason why I recommend nobody to look pronunciation right away is that you get a little boost of confidence every time you say something in English. One word, a group of words, a contraction of phrase, a sentence. You like what you hear because you say that. You like, oh wait, this sounds like the word I heard on the TV the other day. This sounds really good. This sounds something I would hear. This native speaker say if you don't build that little bit confidence from beginning, then it's very hard later in life to be confident in your accent and to be excited to speak. So in this video, I'm going to make exact step that I did, exact sound, like look into the exact technique and method that I applied really helped me to polish my pronunciation and accent. So that I work on some sounds that are very different and my native language Romanian from English. So I have to work my R's because Romanian are not Rodica. I had to work on my the and these because I don't have this sound in Romania at all. I have worked on nasal sounds because that's very specific of American accent. I have flatty and water, better, butter because Romania we have do have specific, but it doesn't match the exactly same tongue position. I had to work on that too. A letter D without D because Romanian would be a very flat D. In English, it's a D. It below sharp it. Really sounds like I thought it okay. I know that them being so different. My native language, I have to work on them. So I want to really simple repetition. So I will take words with one of those sounds. I will say word in 20, 30, 40 times. And this thing I notice even my students that people afraid of reputation. They think it's kind of stupid, kind of silly. So would you tell someone, okay, say this word 10 times? They wouldn't really say that word at 100%. They would just, for example, I ask them say that the word like count 10 times. They would say count, 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 count. That's like quiet. That's like whispering. We're not using muscle they're supposed to use in the mouth for the word. Right, you say that word 10 times, the 20 times, the 30 times, but proper in time because you are not repeating. Just remember what you meaning something. You reading so you teach your mouth how to move. Couch, 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 like that. English pronunciation is skill you want developing a skills. you want to start driving, you want to become a car driver, would want to go practice driving, right? You can just read the rules and expect you're able to drive. Working on English pronunciation means you're working with the muscle, you draw your cheek with your tongue, with your lip. It going to the gym, having do 20 reps, 10 reps, whatever it is, for certain exercise for order that is brings results. You can just do 5 sit-ups and expect strong muscle. And round bump, you can just little tiny way and expect your bicep to grow. It is the same thing. English pronunciation is same thing. You have this muscle and they need to work differently. They usually are in your native language. So by bringing my next point, how does my mouth feel? So when you're learning new words, you want to be aware of how your mouth feels. If you're saying that word that you're having troubles with and you don't feel like your mouth uncomfortable and kind of hurt, you're doing it wrong. For example, a lot of people had issue with the word girlfriend. Pretty top one, girlfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend. A lot of things going on with the tongue, with your mouth. Or you not adjust your muscles to this word and to these sounds. They can keep your native language mouth and just go as a girlfriend or something which might sound your native language. If you take a very simple word like door or window, right? When you say window, there are a lot of muscle involved that you think. When you say the word table, when you say the word computer, when you say the word lamp, cat, right? All these sounds are moving, inserting your muscle in the mouth on your face differently than you used to. So if you go to the gym and go to live with a little bit sore, kind of feeling toward the body, it means you did make an effort. It means you work in some results. But you go to the gym to spend an hour there and you live without being sweaty, without feeling a little sore, then what did you do there? For example, it took some word for this. For example, this. If I don't adjust my Romanian mouth to English sounds, I would tell the words and say this, this, or this, this. Why? Because not how I interpret those letters through my Romania brain. If I want to say three, I will look the letter and say three or three, not three. Morning, not morning. This is my family. This is my family. Do you see how different that is? And simply because I do not read those letters as if they're written in Romanian, I have to read them as they're written in complete different language, which in English. Another example how in Romania we don't have certain sound like position mouth in a certain way. For example, W, 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 right? My mouth become my lips are forming too. Good. So I say why, where, window. If I say these words millions of times, this is how I improve my pronunciation and breathing these words like millions of times. So if you have issue with W, for example, you take all these words and you take them one by one. So let's say window. If they say window correctly, 8 times for 20 times, window, 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 window. I don't know how many times it's word, but I can already feel my top lip tingling. Because there's a feeling should you get when you position your lips in different way in YouTube. If you say window 20 times and your top lip doesn't start to feel weird or even hurt when you're doing it wrong, and you can say window, 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 window. That's not a point. The point to train your brain and to tell it what your mouth look like, what your mouth feeling when you saying the particular word. In a Romania without L, it actually L, loyal. But say, I like it. 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 And there are a lot of other sounds, a lot of little tiny sounds that you work on and change when you switch to English. So imagine you don't have a native language. You should keep learning how to speak. That's pretty much how you should be learning English pronunciation. And now look at the words through the native language experience. So if your mouth doesn't hurt after speaking English for 15 minutes, they're doing it wrong. But nothing I was doing again is not part of curriculum, it's not part of usual traditional system. It's connect speech. So when you learn the word isolation, like glass, book, house, suitcase, right? We only look at the words that isolated, that individual, independent, not connected to anything else, not put in a sentence, not put in a structure of some sort. They basically naked. They naked words. So it's just there for you to know this word means that. For example, if you learn the verb to see, what see, right? I see you. I see you. Me. This how you should learn it. You learn it in this tiny word construction. I see you. I don't see you. Can you see me? I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, so even if you beginning and you are learning few words at a time, you don't know what the other words mean. That's okay because you're learning pronunciation. You're not learning vocabulary. We don't talk the right robots, right? We don't talk after every single word. So the thing is, when you know these words get connected a certain way with articles, preposition, other words around them, right? It also be easier for you to catch these. Your listening skill are gonna be better because you're gonna know how real people talk. I have had probably single one of my students say that when the native speaker talk to me, it's a one long word, and it's one long word. It's all these words connected. Is there no word? No, they're word like this. Everything is intertwined. Okay, if you do that from beginning, you do that at the beginning of your English learner journey, you're gonna know what to expect. That when you listen or when you hear English, you're also able to produce the same contraction, the same connection between words, and you will be surprised how different the words are when you hear it in speed, in continuous speed, compared to when you put in a Google and click on that audio to see what pronunciation. Because you write down the word good, you read good, good. Okay, good means it good. But if you hear in real speed, they're gonna good morning, good morning, good morning, good good. Oh, I made a for the man. I made a good man of my good is short. Good, you good. So all the way have their impression that you know a lot of these words, but your listen skills are going to so weak because always sudden all I can hear is the one big long words. We can one big long words. Another thing that helps with this, even you obviously can do that in school, or you have a teacher who doesn't like a lot, you can do shadowing yourself. You can take a show, TV show, or cartoon, or speech, anything in English by speaker, and still speak a more little chunk after that speaker. Even if you don't really know exactly what the words are, just try practice the melody to tone, whatever they pronounce. Later on you will know that's way pronounced, but for now just try to get that connection. For example, you learn the job, try to say things like I need a job, not I need a job. Try to say it quicker. I need a job. I need a job. I need a job. I'm looking for a job. I love my job. My job is stressful. Connected speech is just an important part of pronunciation department. You can't imagine a lot of people shocked this thing even exists because all they done entire life is learn words in isolation. When you speak, you shout a lot of robotic, and you lot harder you get to those words out because you're taking out them a brain once by once. Okay, another fun thing I recommend doing a tongue twister. Using a more channel, you see my TikToks everywhere. I love tongue twister because they're such good challenge. However, at the beginning, my learn English for first time going very difficult to tongue twister, right? The ones are very complicated and complex, like big funny poems or something. Ooh, but what you need to do, create your own personal tongue twister. And what I mean by that is you can create one word tongue twister. And sure, maybe you're not necessarily a tongue twister officially, but that I call them a personal tongue twister. I have a word that I'm having trouble with it. You're not really sure how to position the mouth. It sounds weird. Lick that word and say it 20, 30 times fast, which makes it your own personal tongue twister. So let's say you're having some issue with the word temporarily. A lot of people with the temporarily, really temporarily fully practices, you need to say it at least 20 times in a row as fast as you can. At the beginning, you take a little bit slower. You can increase the speed, making it tongue twister. Temporarily. Then you have harder. You go temporarily. But with practice, you will improve, and you don't try to do it. It say it so many times. Your brain doesn't know exactly what it to do. Sometimes I say, I can say this word. I can't say this word doesn't exist because you can have to practice. Oh, and word translator, you can do two word translator. So I used to do if I heard something on TV or somebody said something and I like it, I wanted to repeat that I come part of my vocabulary and that I can know at that time pronunciation well. Two word tongue twister. For example, you learning the word decision, right? You can do it as one word tongue twister and say multiple times decision. You can say some adjectives, make some other words, use these words. For example, bad decision, and you can say it many times. Bad decision. It doesn't sound one word right now. Do you see how bad and d and decision starts with d? So you don't need to stop this. Bad decision. You can use one d for both with this word. You say bad decision, bad decision, bad decision. You don't stop bad decision. You know pause, no break. Bad decision. That one applies to a lot of words that end in consonant and start with same consonant. You only need one consonant in the middle. You don't break them two apart. Gotta wait time. What time? Creativity for both. Great time. Great time. Great time. I have great time. Great time. Right. But to your learning brain, great time sound like great time or something, or you're right, it's spreading separate word there. And you're moving to three word tongue twister, for example. Let's say you want to say make a decision or an important decision, make a decision. That voice sound like one long words. Native native speakers when they say construction put another construction next to another construction that inside have connected words like that. It doesn't become one big long word. So it's not only you are gonna be prepared for that, you're gonna have surprises. You have to be okay to look and feel weird in these areas. You feel going to make weird movements, and your mouth and your lips and your jaw is going to move differently. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna feel strange. But you have to make that decision for yourself. If you want to improve your pronunciation, just know that this is what you need to do. If you want to say where you are, then that's okay too. But don't expect improve magically somehow overnight. And the thing it may actually even look silly, or sometimes we people don't want to change this much just for language, and that's okay too. Just for people who want to actually take it to a next level. I've been learning English all my life. Even to this day, I can still feel pressure here because I didn't grow up English, learning English. I didn't grow up not speaking English. That wasn't the language I picked up in the first 7, 8 years of my life. So it does feel uncomfortable to this day, but it pays off. But I learned English and pronunciation 20 years ago. I didn't have access to the phone, to a laptop, to the internet. Nowadays there's so many tools, there's so many apps, so many ways to learn pronunciation, and not only to learn but actually check it and get corrected. You don't even need teachers, you find free apps for that. So definitely the whole different world should be a lot easier to learn English, especially English. If everywhere you can watch all the American movies, the shows, we're talking about American accent, but you have a lot of more access to a lot more useful and practical resources. So a lot better, right, than 20 years. However, if your brain has to do the work, if your mouth has to make movements. So please believe me, if you want to improve, make sure you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. With all only get better all the time. I hope you enjoy the video, hope you learn something new. Make sure you check our website for some live lesson for I have going on right now, some upcoming speaking clubs, and stay in the loop for when I launching some learning products. Please let me know if you have any question, and see you next time. Bye.